we are going to go hang out with our gaming video guru and original comedy sketch artist, Markiplier, who is joining us from an undisclosed location. Mark, how are you doing, man?
Undisclosed location. It's a converted little closet that I turned into my recording room while I'm here in Austin. And I apologize in advance. I am tired. We were filming until 8 a.m. last night, and I got maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So if I fall asleep mid-interview, please forgive me.
No, we're so thrilled to have you with us. And yeah, I heard you're working on this new thing with Rooster Teeth down there in Austin, so we totally understand. Thanks for making the time to come hang with us. Tell us a bit about this, because I know it sounds like a really kind of cool interactive project that you're working on, right?
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, this is basically the next chapter in this kind of like style of video I made starting about 2 years ago with The Date with Markiplier. This one's called A Heist with Markiplier. And yada, yada, yada. Probably people watching this at E3 are like, what does this have to do with games? And very little, to be perfectly honest. I'm a fake gamer,
it's
as it is.
Stuff.
Yeah, but it's a really cool project where people kind of are able to drive the narrative with their choices. They're able to make choices, and they make complete non sequiturs, and it's total nonsense. But it's so fun. We were just the sun was rising on beautiful Austin this morning. Oh God, this morning. And then we were looking at the footage, and we were getting the last shot, and we just finished filming. And then when everyone was like waiting with bated breath, because like I'm directing it as well as acting in it, so I have to watch the shots back, and they're just waiting. Yeah, I was like, they were just waiting for me to say if it was good, and I was like, yeah, I think it's good. And then that moment hit, and we were like, we're done with the whole thing, and it's like, oh crap, we get to go sleep. It's wonderful. Yeah, but it should be really cool, and I think people will really enjoy it and have a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I know, coming later this year to YouTube. Now, let's talk a bit about games, since it is E3, as you said. And, you know,
Yes.
You call yourself fake gamer, but I mean, you are such an important part of the industry, I think, when, you know, guys like you are playing games, and not just the big games, but what I love about you and your channel is you're playing a lot of the smaller games, and these are games that I think a lot of people discover through you and through these, you know, these Let's Plays that you do. I'm curious, from your perspective, it's like, do you like the smaller games? Are those the ones that you really get excited about? The weirder, the better?
I like smaller games because, yeah, they do get weird sometimes. They explore topics and mechanics that aren't often covered in AAA titles. Not that there's something wrong with a big cinematic adventure like that, but for me, when it comes to exploring these little concepts, you can get like little bits of inspiration out of these nuanced ideas that a developer only is able to explore because they are the driving force of creativity behind it, and they're not trying to find a common denominator for reaching a mass market. So it is nice. Like, I have to admit it's really nice. But at the same time, like, I'm looking forward to titles like Doom Eternal, where I just get to blow up demons all day. So
I played that a few weeks ago, and it's so fast and visceral. And, you know, I remember still as a kid, like in 1993, downloading the Doom shareware, and it was it brings me back to those moments. And you're right, you said you get to play the big ones too. Is there anything like E3? Obviously, you're in Austin, probably going to miss coming to the show floor, but what are some of the games you're excited about? Doom is one of them?
Well, I mean, the reason I say I'm a fake gamer is because I actually have no idea what games are coming out. Besides that, I haven't had time to play games casually in a while. I was bedridden with this tooth infection a couple weeks ago before I came out here in Austin, and all I was playing was Mario Tennis. And just that, pure and simple Mario Tennis. Like, I beat the story mode halfway through the first day, and then I was just playing tennis match after tennis match after tennis match. And so, like, my ability to game and my ambition to play games has diminished incredibly since I started doing it as a job.
Well, I guess it must be awkward, because it's like now it's like when you're playing, you sort of want to commentate probably as you play by yourself.
No, the opposite. Yeah, I'm weird, but I ain't that weird that I'm sitting alone in my room mumbling to myself. No. I'm slack-jawed like when I play games.
But
like
is it?
That.
I was gonna say, is it hard to kind of like grok or understand the game because you're when you're recording and talking over it? Or do you feel like you can still get the experience?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is why everyone thinks I suck at games, because no one can talk and play games at the same time. When you see professional gamers, when they're streaming or something, when crap goes down,
Yeah.
they stop talking
Yeah.
because the brain, half of my brain is dedicated to coming up with crap to just spew out of my mouth anyway. So I can't use the rest of it.
So you've been in Austin. So are you recording videos there and you're doing stuff kind of constantly?
Yeah.
Oh my
I've
God.
been playing the new Five Nights at Freddy's VR one because that's
Okay.
kind of my shtick.
Yep.
So that's been really fun. Like probably the best VR game I've played. Not just because like, oh yay, Five Nights at Freddy's, but like from a authentic standpoint of the experience, the
Right.
Five Nights at Freddy's recipe works really well in VR because you just don't move. So it's really nice.
Wow. Well, I love that you get to play so much stuff and bring games to so many people. It's also though, it's a grind, and I mean now it's like you're doing Rooster Teeth projects, you're doing YouTube originals, you're doing your own channel. Talk to us a bit about. I mean, do you still have fun playing games, or does it feel like work sometimes?
It does feel like work sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part about it. It's like
Yeah.
working at your favorite restaurant. You don't want to eat there anymore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if I can steal a moment, which I don't often get, I'd rather do something that kind of is more focused on self-improvement than playing games. Not to be all
No.
up my own ass about it. Oh, sorry. Can I curse? I have no
Yes,
idea.
you can.
Whatever.
Yeah. You're YouTube.
Okay, good, great.
Go
So like,
on.
but if I'm taking some time to myself, I'd rather like, go for a run or go rock climbing or try to learn Korean, which is what I'm trying to do these days,
Oh wow.
and take some time for myself instead of, just killing time with playing games. Because playing games is great and it's very rewarding, but at the same time, I have so little time to spare these days, so I want to use it as wisely as I can.
No, and he said like the life of being a content creator. It's like it's a lot of like being in on camera, being in a room, editing, putting that stuff all together. So it's like you said, I think you have to have those breaks, otherwise you sort of you end up doing the same thing day and night, and that can be challenging. I'm sure, and you've been doing it for a lot of years now. I'm sure, so it is an active balance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to Soda Poppin the other day about it, and the life of a Twitch streamer is very different from the life of a YouTuber, but also oddly similar, just from the amount of workload. And just hearing from him about, he streams for 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. He's got his life regimented purely around streaming, and I'm like, man, I would go crazy if I did nothing but work. And then I looked at my life, I'm like, oh crap, I do nothing but work and I have no life. Oh no. So yeah, it's all the same boat.
But still, that's why I think doing some of these new projects like this Rooster Teeth thing, it's like it's completely different, and it's like you're making your own movie, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is kind of a bigger production than I've ever done. I've never worked with a crew before. Like I've directed my own stuff, but that's just with like a group of friends of mine, and I'm like, yeah, it should look kind of like this. Make one of these moves, and like that's all I do. But here I have to like do shot lists. I wrote the script. I had meetings for a month before we even started shooting, just straight talking about pre-production, like props, sets, clothing, like costuming, the other characters that are going to be in it, picking actors in it. Like it was a tall order, but I loved every second of it because I do love working. I'm a workaholic, but I only love working if I'm working on something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that can get me excited and something that I think people will love, and something that I think will really kind of like live on as a memory, because I forget the days where I'm doing the same thing over and over again. But I'll tell you this, even if I was up until 8 a.m. filming, and we started filming about 6 and I woke up like 10 a.m. the day before, even if I'm up until 8 a.m. working on a shoot like this, I will remember this day for the rest of my life because of how much it meant to make that happen on that day in the time frame that I needed to make it happen.
Yeah, no, and it challenges you, right? And that's the thing. This is something new. It's something different. And obviously, you've done tours, you've made lots of videos, and I imagine for you, it's there are lots of projects you could pursue, but it's nice to even your merch line with Jack and everything. I mean, you've got so many things going on. It's like how do you select the thing? What you put your time into now? Is it just what creatively excites you?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only thing I can do. The hardest realization for anybody in a creative field is realizing that you only have so many hours in a day. There is a physical limit to the amount of stuff that you can do. And from then on, it's all about delegation. Indie developers, they have great ambitions for games, but, they are limited by their physical capabilities, borderlining on exhaustion. And it can be really disheartening for creative types, but it can also be really inspiring when you realize that there are so many other people that are willing to like latch onto your vision and help build it up and wanting to push it forward. And the entire team here at Rooster Teeth has just been a dream to work with. Every single person on the crew has taken my weird idea and just been like, yeah, let's make that. Yeah, that's stupid, but I love it. And you know, that's you can't buy that. It's just something you got to find, and it's so beautiful when it happens.
And in terms of your channel, you know, it's obviously people love the content that you put out, and I think you got to keep that fresh for your own, peace of mind too, and creative excitement. What do you think the Markiplier channel is going to look like over the next few months? Do you plan it out, or is it more spontaneous?
I keep thinking my channel is going to die like like next month, so I never really think about it. When it comes down to my channel, I'm never going to stop doing gaming videos, probably. But I've made promises before and broken them really quickly. So, but I love doing the ambitious stuff. It's what really drives me forward. And so long as I have the ability to do it, I'm going to keep creating in one way or another, even if my channel dies, or if I move on, or if circumstances changes, or if YouTube blows up for some reason. Like, I will keep creating. Even if it's in front of an audience or not in front of an audience, I will keep making, because making things is what makes me happy.
Well, and you make some incredible stuff, and as I said, I think you're such an important ambassador for a lot of the game developers we feature here at E3, that you bring their games to so many people around the world, and I know that's why, even though you're not here at E3, people are definitely thinking of you and all the good that you do for the gaming community. So we really appreciate you kind of joining us all the way from Austin, and I know it's been a busy couple weeks to finish it up, but you're done filming now, officially?
Yes, all done filming once and for all. Now comes the long, arduous process of editing, and then slowly remembering all the shots that we forgot to get, panicking, and then screaming, crying, and then fixing.
You got reshoots, right? Come on.
If we have the budget for it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll try.
We'll green light that. All right. Well, Mark, thanks so much for joining us. Have a good day in Austin. And again, we will check out your new YouTube show. Do we have a name for it?
Heist with Markiplier, because I'm a narcissist.
All right. Heist with Markiplier, coming later this year to YouTube. Mark, thanks again for taking the time.
Thank you. I go sleep now.
All right.